My name is Karin. I'm 14 years old, and I go to Terry Fox Secondary School.
My name's Jennifer. Jen, people like to call me. We have 3 kids. We've got Jacob, who's 15. We've got Karin, who just turned 14, and we've got Justin, that just turned 12. She is she's pretty bright, and she's caring. At home, she's a little different with her brothers.
I love how she's really generous, caring, and nice. Sometimes we can argue and stuff, but that's just normal sibling stuff.
She's tough and she's really caring with other people, and she can be pretty goofy sometimes.
We were at the gumball machine, gave her a quarter, and then she went to grab the gumball, and then of course she turned it, the gumball came out, dropped, and rolled across the mall. Told her not to get it, and she started running after it, and then put in her mouth afterwards.
I remember, I think it was a few years ago, that my brother Justin, he grabbed a couple of dog treats and covered it with chocolate and pranked my sister that it was actually chocolate, and she bit into it and she just threw it out right away.
It was pretty good because she shoved some dog food up in my mouth before, so my dad was just like, okay, get Karin back for this. So I told her I was gonna make some chocolate covered raspberries or whatever, but then I actually got some dog treats, covered it, sold it to her for like 10 cents, and I was just like 10 more cents to add some caramel sauce on it, put some caramel sauce on it, gave it to her, and she was just like, ugh, what is this, and spat it up.
One day after, it was actually in the evening, and she'd just come home from basketball practice. She took a shower and she was laying up in her room, and she's like, oh, Mom, come up, my leg is like really swollen. So I went up there to go take a look, and it was her thigh, and I was like, oh my gosh. I went to RCH, they checked it out, they did all these tests. We had so many doctors and nurses that came in once she got up to the pediatrics ward, and they were all just like, we're gonna tell you right now, we don't know what it is, but we are doing every single test that we can think of. And then one of the last tests was a CT scan of her abdomen. And that's when they found multiple tumors. So we had that hard discussion.
Well, my leg was just really tight, like one leg, and then it didn't hurt that well. It didn't really hurt or anything like that, but it was just tight, so then my mom just took me in.
And typical 2K, she didn't even like cry or anything, and I'm like, do you understand? And she's like, yeah. And then she had asked, I have cancer.
I found out the day before my birthday, and I had my friends over, like at the hospital, and then I remember like someone came in and said that your friend should leave, and then my parents told me.
She's the kind of kid you wouldn't know she had cancer. Like that's how she rolls. And as I said, she's out here tonight. She was diagnosed with cancer, went to the hospital. They put a chemotherapy intravenous line into her, and before chemo was started, she came out here that afternoon to practice.
You ever feel like you got punched really hard in the stomach and times that by about 10? Karin's kind of family to our team and to my family, so it was tough.
I feel like we see it on TV and like we don't really think it's gonna happen to one of us, but when it did, I think that was just a shock, and it didn't really I feel like no one really it didn't stick to people that this was really happening to her.
I went to the hospital the first day to go see her when she didn't know what it was, and I was there with Kiana and Karis, and we got shocked when we figured out that night, and we started to cry, and it was really hard on us. but we knew we had to stay strong for her and like try to help her get through this.
Well, I was kind of in shock for a while. Like I didn't really feel like this was happening, so I sort of felt like nothing was wrong for a while until like a couple days later it sort of hit me all at once, and then I was just really sad. I was crying so much.
A typical visit is we go check in and then we get sent to the clinic side. We get our nurse that's kind of dedicated to Karin for that time, and they do her blood work, and then they'll start her on one of the chemos, and then they will give her some fluids before they give her the big chemo, and then they give her the big chemo, and then we wait until we get a room on the ward, and that's usually by the end of the day, like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then we get admitted over to the ward side, and then we're there for 24 hours until the next day. So, and then she gets woken up for the big chemo. She gets woken up every half hour to an hour.
I go in, I get blood work, they see if that's good, and if that's good, then I get the chemo. The other ones, like the bigger ones, take 24 hours, and then that one makes you tired and nauseous.
The Jar of Hope. Karen's Jar of Hope. So they came over after the diet. We had a big pop-up party, basically. It was like a day pass for Karin because she spent her birthday in the hospital. And I think she actually had a biopsy done that day. It was horrible. And so she was able to get a day pass a couple of days later. And I just called up Tina, I think, and I'm like, oh, she's out. She's like, okay, don't worry, you don't have to do anything. And then we ended up having like Cindy and Frosty coming over here, and they're cleaning up our house. They lied to Anthony and said, oh, can we just set up? We're just gonna set up some decorations. Well, apparently they're like cleaning our kitchen and everything.
It was amazing because I didn't actually think that many people were gonna come. And then all my friends came, and then there was like a bunch of food, like a bunch of people, and then it was great hanging out with them.
She's super inclusive. When I think about Karin, it's all about getting to know new people. We've had some girls join the team later than others, and Karin's always the first one to invite them to her birthday parties or to sleepovers, so super inclusive and kind of a glue type of a kid that keeps the team going.
When she was younger, she used to be really quiet and she wouldn't talk, but then as we got older, she sort of became this person who like everyone wanted to be around. She was so outgoing and just such a positive person.
She's always really funny and goofy around us, and I just love that about her. Never fails to put a smile on her face, and she so uplifting and just such a strong girl.
She'll get through it. I mean, if anyone can get through this, it'll be her, with laughing at the end of it. Yeah.
I think too, just the support that we've had from the community and from family and friends and people we don't even know. It's just been really, it's been so great. I can't even describe it. It's been overwhelming, and it's really, Anthony and I have talked, like we really want to give back to the community or to this cause. We haven't decided how and when, probably once this treatment is done, but we really want to give back to the community. It's been really amazing, and it's really helped us.
They're always supportive, but at the same time, they kind of treat me normally, so they don't always ask me, which I really like. And then I don't really know how to explain it, but they're always there for me in a way that that keeps me kind of feel like I'm not going through this.